Hello and welcome back to the Lineage Legacy Podcast. I'm your host, Francisco Aguilar. Today, man, I'm excited for everyone to tune into the episode. I'm with my good friend, Doug. Wake up too fresh. What else? My good friend, Doug Anderson, man. I have the honor and privilege of sitting right here next to him. And I'm excited for you guys to tune in. We're going to be talking about family, history. We're going to be talking about taking risk, about entrepreneurship. I'm sure that'll come down the conversation later on. But, you know, we are going to go in and talk about his family. Doug, welcome to the podcast. I appreciate you taking time and jumping on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Oh, of course. And we were talking earlier, and I was telling him how I was like, man, I just kept following up, and I was like, man, I don't want to be annoying, but we gotta just put systems and processes, and we follow up when we're gonna do it.
Nah, hey, the magic's in the follow up, bro. Nah, I appreciate it because I live off my calendar, but life gets busy, especially around the holidays. So I was like, I wanted to make it happen, especially after the retirement. Early retirement and everything. I was like, bro, let's make this happen.
Yep.
Because I'm all about educating and then also, giving more information out to people and, talking about family. Family's important.
Yeah.
It's family over everything, bro.
Family over everything. That's a driver, right? That's the inspiration. That's our why overall. I think that's what, we connected so hard on when we first met. And speaking about first meeting, I wanted to take a back to when we first met and let the audience know. If I remember correctly, I think we met briefly at a networking event, and this was probably 2023.
Likely, yeah.
Back in L Workhouse or something like that. It was a brewery event. It was one of Andrew Greer's.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That was at a ale house.
Ale House.
The Carl Strauss, right? Up in North. It was in
Mira Mesa.
Mira Mesa.
Or Miramar.
Yeah, Miramar area.
Miramar area.
It's like a Carl Strauss. It's like a brewery or something like that.
I met you through my my business partner then, Hassan.
Yeah,
Hassan. We were doing a Lineage investment group, a multifamily syndicating, at least trying, right? We were just getting into business. I had no experience of real estate at all, but I was like, man, let's do this. Let's learn. So we were just attending lots of different networking events, and Doug was one of the guys we met there that day. And I remember, man, you had a really good vibe, like positive, just man. Optimistic. And I was just like, I like this dude, like this guy, this is a guy you got to be around with. And then, later on down the road, I think we might have seen each other again at another networking event here in San Diego. I don't know if that was a rooftop, beers and deals, or that was, did you ever go to that networking event at the Garage Collective?
Yeah, that was where I saw you again.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was our event.
Is that where we met again?
That was another event again, yeah.
Yeah.
Anything real estate, you're going to find me there, man.
Yeah. So, long story short, we met at the real estate events 2023, and then we actually, we got closer over 2024, and then, we went through some ups and some downs together with the specific individual that, it just happens to bring us closer. I don't know if in a good way.
You got to take shots in life, dude.
Yeah.
You never know what's going to come of it. But like, if me and you would have never took that opportunity, things would have never worked out how this is.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We ended up having a good time in Detroit, getting closer, building a better relationship and everything like that. I think it was me, you, Brittany, shared at Airbnb. Like, that experience right there, like, to me, those are experiences you can't buy back, bro.
Mm-mm.
So, like, and then we got to talk more about our families, have dinner, break bread, why we do what we do. So that was super important for me. And that's what stuck out when I was talking to you about, like, you were very self-aware on why you were doing it because you realized the route you were going down wasn't the right route, and
mm-hmm.
you didn't think that your family deserved that, and your mom, your mom and your dad and all them, like, you didn't think your family deserved all that. So I that's something that really I noticed, and I was like, oh man, he's very self-aware, and then to be able to pivot, because that's something that I do. Like, I don't like when things are controlling me or anything like that. So if I know like something's going down a wrong road or what have you, like in my brain, I'm like, okay, this has a switch.
Hmm.
I got to pivot, you know.
This is
And
something I can control.
yeah,
And if I decide to not control it, or if I decide to not do anything about it, I will learn or face the consequences.
right. And then like that's kind of like my message to people is like you're capable of doing anything that you want to do. So like the world is your oyster. You have the control. Control the controllables. Let
Hmm.
God handle the rest.
Yep. 100%. So yeah, no, I'm and then to take it back, just to finish off the introduction and how we met, you were actually one of the first people that I brought the idea of a podcast to,
Oh
like one of the
man.
first three people. And I brought him the idea. I'm like, yo, what do you think of this, bro? What do you think of And he was like, bro, do it. And then I procrastinated for a bit. I was just doubting myself, maybe just hesitant in my ability to perform and stuff like that, looking for like uh
Like validation.
validation, and eventually, but I did it. But thanks to you too, bro, because I see you be hustling, you be putting a lot of motivational stuff out there too, and like every day, bro. I look forward to it, and I
Yeah.
love seeing the grind. I love seeing the hustle, man. You're killing it out there as well. So
Appreciate that. I need to
yeah,
get better though. Like that's my big thing is getting better at it. To make sure you never know who's out there looking. There could be like a younger kid or a older parent or someone going through that same exact situation or that just needs to hear those words. On whatever content is being put out, and they might be in a totally completely different country, but they still have access to YouTube or something like that or a podcast. Like I just think that's super important
yeah,
to be able to do that. Like you never know who's looking.
you're right.
So like to put it out, just put it out and then get better over time. Let the videos and stuff show you where you need to do better. Let the podcast and what you grasp from it. It's just like watching film when you're playing football, basketball, whatever sports you play. You go back and you watch film and see how you can get better. Same thing with podcasts, same thing with video content. So I
Yeah.
approach it the same way.
Yeah, and I want to segue into family because that's also such a good platform where you can when those motivational posts that you post up every morning, you might have family back at home,
Oh
back at
man.
home that needs to hear that needs to see that motivation because you're not there to tell them in person, right? You might
Right.
have a little cousin or a little nephew that might be losing their ways or in life and getting lost and they see you killing it out here and they're like yo kind of looking up to you and they see what you post and the content and that's just another way of supporting family and the people that need to hear it and being able to do that for them.
Yeah.
So that brings me to the family, right? We're here talking about family and talking about your lineage, where you come from, where your family comes from. I'm curious to know because I don't know if I've ever asked you before, but yeah, I mean, I know you're from Washington, but I don't know your background. I don't know you like what ethnicity you are. You look mixed, man.
Everybody, I get that question from everybody, man. Yeah.
Honestly, when I first saw you and when we met, I thought you were like, and maybe you might be, who knows? You were like Puerto Rican.
Everybody thinks I'm Puerto Rican. Yeah,
Puerto Rican?
I mess with people. I mess with people a lot, but yeah, everybody thinks I'm Puerto Rican. But nah, black side of my family from Texas. The white side of my family in Washington, they're French.
Mm-hmm.
So, growing up in between, as a military kid, Washington, North Carolina, and Texas those were my homes. Mainly Spokane, Washington, the east side of Spokane. That's where I learned a lot of like survival stuff. How
Is
to
that
take care of myself. It wasn't growing up, early '90s. I was born in late '80s, but like growing up early '90s as a '90s kid and stuff like that, you had all the joys of all the stuff that the '90s had to offer, but like the environment was challenging. Like I don't if it wasn't for sports
Mm-hmm.
like basketball and football, I probably would have went a whole totally different.
Is East Spokane trenches?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, everyone thinks of Washington. I mean, maybe out here, but they think of Washington, or maybe throughout the nation, of just like a cold state, right? Like,
Yeah.
but they don't know. I mean, every state and every city has their
Yeah.
trenches, but
Exactly. Yeah. Spokane, Washington. They call us Hoop Town. We have the biggest 3-on-3 basketball tournament in the world. We
mhm.
shut down our downtown. So basketball, that was always my first love. So growing up around that, my family's always supported me. My grandparents kind of raised me. My parents were younger, 17 and 20. My dad was always military, traveling. He retired Air Force. Um, but he's, different duty stations. So I stayed with my mom, and she was young and still in high school. So my grandparents raised me.
Mm.
Vietnam veteran. My grandma, she worked for the city, one of the only ladies to clean the streets of the city, first lady. So hard work, working hard. They had that work ethic. So that's what I was raised around, and just having that tough skin.
Yeah.
And they also, one thing I'll never forget is like my grandparents always said they believed in me. So that was big for me.
That's important.
Yeah, so like whatever I did, I knew they support whatever I was doing. So they really enjoyed going to basketball games, whatever I had to do. So I really appreciate that. And I want to double down and say, like, whenever I went to Texas, the black side of my family, same thing. Like College Station, Texas A&M, Westside Lake Como, Fort Worth, Texas. Like, man, I got the same kind of support and love from that side of my family. So it's like every day I think about how grateful I am to have two sets of families that really believed in me. I think that's really a big part of how I got to where I am today.
I think it's important, and as a kid, like it's important to tell your kid how much you believe in them, because if you talk, I mean, right, your words have power. Whatever you put out into the universe is, you're essentially, manifesting it. So if you tell a kid, I don't believe in you, or you ain't gonna be anything when you grow up, like that's gonna affect them too.
That matters.
That matters.
And that's why, like, having I have two daughters, 14 and 15, and I had them when I think I was at college in 2021, and when I was 21 years old. And that was a main driver for me. Like after they were born, I was like, okay, I can't play around anymore. Like, so my college experience probably wasn't like a lot of other people's college experiences. Like, I was working for a golf course designer after school, working, granite, and those girls being born kind of changed my work ethic into overdrive, to where like I didn't care about what anybody else was doing. I know I had to make something of myself and make a life for myself to make sure they were going to be okay.
Yeah, that's what it takes sometimes, right?
Yeah.
So, so I have a question. You say your mom's side of the family is from the Washington, right?
Yep.
And then your dad's side is from Texas.
Yep.
So how far do you know about your family, like history wise? Like how far back can you go?
So
on your mom's side, let's start.
On my mom's side, I could go back pretty far because my grandma's mom, since my grandparents raised me, I'm gonna go back a little bit. I'm 13 years younger than my grandma's youngest kid. So, but I'm the oldest grandkid.
Yeah.
So I'm like right in the middle. So I was one of my grandma's kids technically.
Yeah.
And then
she was still young enough
and then, so her mom was still alive. And so she was on a boat from France. So she came in from New York.
Really?
And I was like, whoa. And then so
you remember her speaking French?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and I was her favorite kid. Like, she didn't even like my grandma. Like, it was weird. I was like, but I was her favorite.
Your great grandma.
My great grandma, I was her favorite, but out of default, because my grandma was raising me.
Yeah.
She had to deal. I was all like, but they ended up, mending whatever they had going. I was too young to kind of know what was going on, but
And what's your great grandma's name?
Lucienne.
Lucienne.
So that's another thing, is like the name Lucienne goes from generation to generation to generation of each daughter, all the way down to my sister.
Is that a kind of a French tradition or French culture?
You know what? That's something to ask my grandma. That's a good question. I'm gonna ask my grandma that today. See if that was a tradition, because they pride themselves on that. Like, all the Luciennes from France, Lucienne. Like my great grandma, my grandma, my mom. Even if nobody called them their name, that was their very first name, Lucienne. Lucienne. And I was like, I'll never forget that. I'm like, dang, I thought that was the coolest thing in the world. And I still think it is.
That every woman is it every woman or
legacy?
Legacy,
period.
Exactly.
Like, I think that's cool. Like, having that legacy and that little thing to pass down, like, nobody can touch that. So, like, nobody's gonna ever be like, you're part of history. Your first name being, like, you go all the way back to the first Lucienne. I just thought that was cool, man. So my great grandma being from France, like she, trying to teach me French and stuff as a young kid. And one thing I'm grateful for is when my first daughter was born, Naya, we took a generation. What's that? One, two, three, four, five generations.
Mm-hmm.
So it was my great grandma, my grandma, my mom, me, and my daughter all in one photo.
That's cool.
And I didn't realize how rare it was till I kind of got a little bit older.
5 generations.
Yeah. I was like in one photo. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
And and you cherish moments like that.
Yeah, dude, you can't buy that back.
Can't buy that back.
I don't care. Like, I can be a billion, when I hit $1 billion in life, in the future, I cannot buy that stuff back. That's why I cherish that stuff. And sometimes I get mad at myself for not taking photos of specific moments or like events. I'm like, man, can't buy it back. But sometimes it's just meant for that moment too. So I have to tell myself that. Yeah,
no, that's beautiful. Yeah, it's unique. It's not seen often. I got to meet my great grandmother too, as well. Her name was Paula. But she lived up to 90 something.
From where?
Mexico. Yeah, wow. But I didn't. I mean, I was way too young. I didn't talk to her. Like, we didn't have conversations.
Yeah.
But Lucienne, what was her last name? If you know.
My grandma's last name is Miller. It went from like Miller to Marriott. I don't know I forgot my great grandma's last name.
Was your great grandfather in the picture?
No, but I have all his heirlooms. Like he was he worked on the B-2 bombers.
Really?
So the stealth bombers, those are the stealth aircrafts.
Dang,
so he worked for the Air Force. So I have his B-2 bomber jacket and his B-2 bomber watch that they gave him. My grandma just gave me that.
Your great grandfather worked on them?
Yes.
Dang. So was he working with Northrop?
Yes.
Yeah, he was?
That's what the watch is.
Dang.
That's crazy. That's crazy that you said that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that worked on it. Northrop and maybe a little bit of, what is it?
She just gave me the watch last time I was up in Washington. She's like, I want you to have this. I want to make sure you had this. Because my grandma, I'm in the process of moving her and my grandpa down here to live with me to give them a better quality of life because it's my turn to take care of them now. And she gave me that because their brain, the brains go as you get older and stuff like that. So just cherishing those memories. But she gave me that. And I was like, man, it's like I keep those close to me because I never got a chance to meet my great grandpa. And just heard amazing things about the stuff that he did. And then me being in, with the federal government, retiring early, and then being part of federal aviation and like those war fighters and stuff and those aircrafts. I've always been, my dad being Air Force, I've always been someone who loved aircraft.
Yeah.
So that
your whole family, if you think about it, your whole family's been in the aircraft, sector in one way or another.
Yeah, it is kind of crazy, huh?
Yeah. So, what was your great grandfather's name?
Man.
Or what'd you guys call him by?
They called him Papa.
Papa.
Yeah. So I called him Papa, and then even my grandpa, I call him Papa.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that was like an old school kind of thing. That's what I grew up calling my grandpas was Papa.
Yeah.
But I didn't get a chance to meet my great grandpa, so nobody really talked about him. They just said, great Papa or great grandpa.
Yeah.
So but like that's definitely something that I want to talk. I expect to be talking to my grandma more about when I get them down here.
Nice.
Because I want to hear about all the stories. That's probably the best thing about going home and talking with my grandparents and sitting is I get to hear about all the old war stories, all the stories growing up. Like I like hearing about that because I feel like speaking to older people who've been on this land longer than us, that's like passed on wisdom. And it's the closest thing I have to tell in the future.
Exactly.
Like that, it's crazy. Like if we're in a room full of anybody, like the older people, you can always catch me sitting down, like,
oh yeah,
talking to an older person.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I want some of that wisdom. I want to know. I want to see I want to hear about some of the things that they've seen on this land that I wasn't even alive for.
Yeah.
Nobody else in the room probably was alive for, except for them.
Yeah.
So like, I like hearing stories like that because I learned so much from stuff like that.
It's true when people say respect your elders because man, the amount of wisdom that they carry with them and just like the lessons, the
Mm-hmm.
experiences, and that goes, part in this. Why I started this is like, cementing those, keeping those stories, those experiences alive,
Yeah.
making sure that, I don't hear your grandma's story through, a, a a random dude on the street that didn't even like know you or whatever the case is. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Is that's why this is so important to me? Is like, those stories firsthand,
Right.
and who better to tell those stories than you?
Oh man.
Someone from your own lineage.
Yeah, and that's the best thing. And then we'll eventually do a part two on this, so we could talk about great grandpa and dig into his B two bomber kind of.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude. Like I've always not always, because I was a kid at one point. Like when I was a younger kid, like I had to learn really quick. Quick story. There's one year I went to Texas, summertime. I always went and saw my grandma Shirley, Papa Muddy. Papa Muddy was a truck driver for Atlas Carriers. Man, he was a very inspirational person to me. My grandpa Muddy, yeah, he passed in 2009. But one year I went home to Texas for the summer to go stay with them, like I always do. And I'll never forget this. I don't know. I just remember in my head, like my grandma, she said, "There's cereal in the cupboard," and I got so mad that there wasn't Frosted Flakes. I was like, "They're not Frosted Flakes in here. I'm not eating." And then I wasn't trying to put like the cereal away, and I was just being disrespectful.
Yeah.
All I know is my Papa Muddy. He corrected that so fast. He's like, "If you ever talk to your grandma like that again, I swear you're not coming back here." All this, that. And I was like, "Look, I can't correct every day after that, every summer after that, everything." My grandma, like, I was like, "Grandma, I love you to life. You don't ever have to worry about me doing that again." I think I was like 14.
Mm-hmm.
So like that right there, that's when I started learning value. He sat down and had a talk with me, and just I was like, man, yeah, I just have that ingrained in my head. Like after that day, my grandparents, like,
You knew that like they're respected like no matter what, and
you can't touch that,
yeah, you
dude.
can't touch it. Yeah.
Like that's not a boundary you cross. You know, no if, ands, or buts. Like
Mm-hmm.
no disrespect whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like in my head, like my grandparents always taught me about being respectful, make sure you have integrity, doing the right
Mm-hmm.
thing when nobody's looking, just be a cool person, truthful, honest. And me acting out like that was against kind of what they were. And
Right.
then so they correct. I remember that when I was 14
Yeah.
years old. I was like, I don't know why I had so much
Yeah.
anger. I was all like,
You're
man,
just a kid
I
though
was
too,
very
but
blessed. Like I had a bicycle outside. I had friends. Like,
that's good that you were self aware of that too.
yeah,
That you didn't just like like rash out on him or whatever they say. Like you accepted it. You're like, okay, that
it
was
stuck
out of
out to
pocket
me
for
though.
me.
I was like, dude, over a box of cereal? Come on, dude.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? Talking to grandma like that over a
Right.
box of cereal, bro? Like, come on.
Yeah. And then so going back to your grandma, great grandma on your mom's side, Lorianne,
Lucienne.
Lucienne, Lucienne. How many kids did she have?
Oh man, I think
Your
so.
grandma being one
My
of them, but
grandma, and then I just know about my grandma and my aunt Marlene. She lived in Reno. She lives in Reno still, I
mm-hmm.
think. We're trying to get my aunt Marlene over here.
Mm-hmm.
But those were the only two people that I seen, and they would always get frustrated with my great grandma. But I always loved my great grandma. I guess I wasn't old enough to understand the
To understand the
frustration.
dynamics of the family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, they have some history that I couldn't speak on, but I was just like, I just always loved seeing my great grandma.
Mm-hmm.
She was always a joy. I loved her accent, loved everything about it.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that was, I just always.
So it was just two that you know of, or she had more.
Yeah, that's just two that I know. I don't think my grandma had any brothers. I think it was just her and Aunt Marlene.
Okay.
Yeah.
Her and Aunt Marlene.
Yeah, and then my grandma had 8 kids.
And then who was oldest, Marlene or your grandma?
My grandma.
And what's your grandma's name?
Lucienne.
Okay, so Lucienne,
Yeah.
Lucienne,
Yeah.
and then Marlene.
So the first daughter is always Lucienne.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
That's why every single daughter, the first daughter was Lucienne, which is super cool.
Yeah. And so Lucienne, do you know a little bit about her upbringing, about her story? Was she
my great grandma?
Yeah, no, your grandma.
Oh, my grandma?
Lucienne.
Oh man, yeah, my grandma. So from the story so far, she grew up in Anaheim. My grandpa grew up in Culver City. But so all the kids were born in Anaheim.
So your grandma was living in California?
Oh yeah. Ever
Okay.
since I was born, I felt like I was supposed to be in California. It was
Okay,
weird.
really?
I always told them since I was a little kid, I was like, I'm not gonna live here. I'm gonna be living in California.
Mm-hmm.
Because I always joke with my grandparents. I'm like, I don't know why you guys left California. I'm moving back anyway. Why'd you? Because they moved to California. Moved to Washington after all the kids were born.
Mm.
So I was the first one born in Washington, and I was just like,
You're
why'd
like,
you guys move
yeah.
up here when we could have just stayed in the sunshine?
It's funny that you say that, because when I first met you too, not only thinking you were Puerto Rican, I thought you were from the Bay, bro. You get that often?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Man, it was a big I got a lot of homies. Yeah.
Yeah, I got a lot of friends from the Bay,
Yeah.
and you like if someone were to tell me, like, if I didn't know you, I'd be like, oh yeah, Doug's from the Bay.
Oh yeah.
He's Bay all the way.
Big hyphy.
Yeah, he's Bay all the way. You remind me a lot of my Bay homies.
Yeah. Big hyphy person.
So you felt like you had so your grandma was born in Anaheim,
Mhm.
and then
Had all the kids.
Marlene too, Anaheim.
So Aunt Marlene, she's always been in Reno ever since I knew her.
Mhm.
So like that'll be more for part 2, with my grandma, because I'm gonna dig more into like Aunt Marlene and what triggered going up to Anaheim. All I know is like they always tell me, well, I left. Shoot, maybe part 2, Grandma and Grandpa could be on here.
Hey, there you go. I love that.
But she just left from Anaheim after like my Aunt Amanda was born, which is the youngest one, and she had 8. She had 6 kids, 8 grandkids. So after the 6 kids were born, she moved up to Anaheim. That's where she met my grandpa. He came from Culver City, which was a coincidence, kind of crazy. Met in Spokane.
You mean when she moved up to Washington?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So they met in Washington.
What was she doing here? As a young girl,
Shoot,
young teenager,
man.
young adult.
Yeah, I have having kids.
5, 6,
having kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Did she work? Did you know what she did here for work
when
she was
moved to Spokane? I know that's when she started working she was like the first lady to work for the city,
Mm-hmm.
cleaning the streets. So in Spokane, there's de-icing,
Mm-hmm.
there's water. You cleaning the streets, debris, all that stuff. So she was that lady in those trucks, and there was all men.
That was a man dominating job.
So
Yeah.
growing up, she would take me, like, I think started at 5 years old, take your son to work day. And she was getting up at like 3 in the morning. Like her and my grandpa used to get up at like 2 o'clock in the morning. I was like, dude, are you guys robots or something?
Go to sleep at 11.
I had no idea,
Yeah.
like, why they were. I was like, why are you guys waking up so early? How do you do that? And then now now I do it.
Yeah.
But it's just like, she would take me with her, and she was the only lady around all men on lunch. Like we'd be on lunch, having lunch at a park or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they'd be on their break, and I'd be like, God dang, she's the only lady working. Like, that's phenomenal to me. I love it. I was all like, okay, effort doesn't, she's like, I can do it too.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what showed me that anybody can do anything.
Yeah.
Like early on, I was like, yeah, it doesn't matter. Like if you want to do something, you can do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, man, just seeing that, I was like, I love going to work with my grandma.
Yeah.
Like at the take your son to work day, even though like the first 3-4 hours were a little brutal, it felt
Just
like
tired.
my eyelids were concrete, bro. I was like, God.
So you remember having that those early experiences when she would take you to work, and having like her coworkers were all guys,
Mhm.
and you were like, dude, like, are you in the right spot? You working here, but she's
Yeah.
she enjoyed it. I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, we were in the truck. She's cleaning the streets.
Yeah.
She's got behind Dave. Because I grew up every year going to this with her.
Mm-hmm.
So then, like the guys, they knew who I was. They, obviously she was a staple in the city of Spokane, cleaning the streets, and just built a relationship with those guys, and it was like a team.
Yeah.
It's super cool.
Yeah.
It's like
It's an extended family.
Yeah, and I was just thinking in my head, I was like, that wasn't very common for back in those days.
No.
So it was cool to see. Like now looking back, I'm like, all right, that's really cool. Like that was a nice little thing that happened there, because it could have went a totally completely different.
And I wonder how many other women have gone and taken that role
I know.
besides or after
Me
your
too.
grandma.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
See,
Or she might be the only one solidified into that history.
that's all I was like, man, that's crazy. See, and I know my grandma would love to talk about some of this stuff. Yeah, I love talking to her about these little things. These are great questions too.
Yeah. Well, these are just come up to my mind. I'm curious, man.
Yeah,
These are things that I like to hear.
No, I like it, like, because now it's like future conversations.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, we definitely gotta have a part 2 on this.
So she would name her kids again. Your grandma, she had kids with your grandpa.
No, so they got married after she had the kids.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so and they've been married like 45 years.
Ah.
Yeah, so they got married after she had the kids.
So she had the kids all here in California, and then she moved up solo because is that where her mom was?
Yeah, so I think she was married to my grandpa Ron, and then they moved up to Washington, and then something happened way before I was born or whatever. And then so when I was in Washington, I had my grandpa Ron and my grandma Kathy and my grandma Lucy and my papa Dennis. Papa Ron and grandma Lucy, those were the actual biological mom and dad to all the kids. So I had 2 sets of grandparents, which is cool. You know, I was like, and they seemed like they were cool.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, oh, all right. Like, everybody's cool.
Everyone's cool.
Because now I get 2 sets of presents, you know, I get 2 sets of everything.
You start making the math.
You know, so I was, you know, I didn't have everything, and we didn't have a lot, but we have family.
Yeah.
Like, that was the biggest thing for me. Like, there was a village around me, bro.
Yeah, that's important.
A lot of, like, women to show how to care for somebody, but then you had, like, a lot of men who were military that showed how to provide. So it's like, I had good examples around me, you know, which I really, like, looking back now, I see. You know, it's like, man, okay, now I kind of see why, you know, I'm kind of like how I am. Just having those examples, but also the support, like we were talking about earlier, like having that support. So you can have all that family, but just because you have a lot of family doesn't mean you have the support.
Right.
So all my family supported me. You know, they believed in me and whatever I did. And that right there, I was like, man,
yeah,
that's priceless.
That's priceless. That's the most important. So she moved up there. Who's the oldest one?
Jeremiah. He's no longer with us, but he's the oldest one.
He was the oldest one. Rest in peace. How old did he live to?
Jeremiah, I think he's almost 50, I want to say.
Okay.
He wasn't really around us a lot.
Your uncle Jeremiah?
Yeah, he was around when I was younger, and then, you know, in and out of prison and stuff like that. I didn't really get a chance to, like, get to know him, just because, you know, he wasn't in Spokane a lot. He was all over the place. California, Western Washington, all over the place.
So Jeremiah, and then
you got Uncle Aaron. He's no longer with us. He actually just passed. He had some heart complications. And then so my Uncle Aaron, I built a good relationship with him growing up. My Uncle Aaron, he's a pretty cool dude. He's a really cool dude. Like, he was always the nicest one in our family. Like, he always like caring for everybody, made sure like everybody was taken care of. Like, he had a heart. Yeah, he had a heart. Yeah, I always thought Uncle Aaron. I was like, Uncle Aaron cares about everybody. So, and then after my Uncle Aaron, you have my mom. Your mom? Yeah, my mom. Yep.
What's your mom's name?
Lucienne.
Oh, Lucienne, right. Yep. The first girl.
So her name that she goes by is Lisa. So Lucienne, Lisa, Marriott. So, yeah, so you got, everybody calls her Lisa.
Lisa.
Yeah.
And then after Lisa?
My Uncle JJ.
JJ.
Yep. My Uncle JJ. He's had a couple strokes, but, you know, he's still with us, which is great. My Uncle JJ, he taught me how to play baseball. Nice. He taught me how to catch a fastball.
He's a sports guy in the family.
Yeah, he helped me, like, he got me into football. I always remember growing up, he always used to say, Jerry Rice, baby. And I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan, but hearing him say Jerry Rice, I'm like, okay, those are the days that I grew up in. Sports cards. He helped me put the stickers on my sports cards with my mom, and, like, we went through the book and priced them out. And then we go in the back, and, like, he'd throw fastballs, see how fast I can catch it, you know, because I played center field. Like Ken Griffey. Ken Griffey was my dude. So he would always throw fastballs. He's like, hey, you're going to be able to catch these. You got to be able to catch these. I just think he wanted to throw fastballs at me.
And see if you wanted to catch. See you're going to catch it, yeah.
So my Uncle JJ, he was cool, man. He taught I mean, he had a motorcycle. He's one of those. He was the fun uncle, you
Mm-hmm.
know, that always was doing some stuff, and he's like, "Hey, you want to try this?"
Yeah.
I think we all rode on the motorcycle one time. My cousin, he hopped on the motorcycle and he burned his calf muscle on there. And
Oof.
after that, I was like, "Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good off that."
Right on the muffler or something.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was right there. But yeah, my Uncle JJ, he's the second to last, and then it's my Aunt Amanda.
Your Aunt
Yeah, I
Amanda.
think my mom's older than my Uncle JJ.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and then it's my Aunt Amanda. She's the one that's 13 years older than me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's like my big sister.
Mm.
You know, me and her, like I was always kind of like with her. You know, imagine her being 13 years old,
Right.
and then like me, newborn.
Right.
The 13-year-old wants
Gonna
to hold the
carry you.
baby all the time,
Yeah.
like hanging around all the time. So, and then when they're 15, it's like you got a little brother that's 2, 3, right?
Yeah. Big
That was-
sister.
yeah, or I had a big sister,
Mm-hmm.
and then I was a little brother.
Yeah.
And so she's like, I was with her all the time. And then my
Nice.
mom's in like high school, right? So,
Yeah.
like I'm with grandma and grandpa. Amanda's, 15, 13, 15, 14, 15, and I'm 0, 1, 2,
Yeah.
so that was kind of the dynamic.
So it sounds like you had a lot of memories with your Uncle JJ, right?
I had
Like a lot of
memory-
childhood
yeah,
memories,
a lot
and then
of memories with Uncle JJ, because my mom and Uncle JJ, we all lived together too on the east side too at one point. So there's like a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom or something like that, and so we lived together. So at a default, I was always watching football.
Mhm.
He actually got me into wrestling. Oh man, WWE! I thought that was so real.
yeah,
Like back in the day, I'm like, oh man, like that was a big wrestling. It's the early '90s.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like that. Those are the good old days.
and
Those
your mom probably had to babysit both of you, your uncle and you.
yeah, and then I mean, because my sister was 5 years younger than me, and then so like it was cool to have like another guy that
Yeah.
I could, wrestling, baseball, football, all that stuff.
Mhm.
Because my mom, she's football, but she always supported me in everything I did too.
Yeah.
Basketball, and did everything she could to make sure I had what I needed at least.
And it sounds like your mom, Lisa, and your uncle JJ probably were pretty close to.
Yeah.
They're the closest ones, right?
I would say they lived together, and our family, they'll pick, sometimes they'll be in a certain situation and they'll like each other, but then the next year they won't be friends, and then the next year everybody's good. So I always just say people are gonna have their off and ons, and especially in the family dynamic.
Mhm.
But for all in all, we all love each other, man.
Yeah.
You know?
No, it's beautiful.
That's why I
what's-
like having Christmas, because like at grandma's house, which is the hard part about living here, is like sometimes I'll miss Christmas. But no matter what, I always remember going home. Like we would be at grandma's house and we'd have Christmas tree with presents or whatever, right? And this is when my grandma was working, and no matter if we were on good terms, bad terms, everybody always showed up to eat. And I love that. And if like we had a pool table downstairs, if if we have relatives upstairs that weren't uh
Seeing eye to eye.
seeing eye to eye,
Yeah.
and they weren't on the same terms, one would be downstairs, one would be
But
upstairs.
it's to be under the same roof.
Under the same roof. That's what I
Yeah.
loved about it, man.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is cool. Like, regardless if you guys don't like each other right now, like at least we're still all
Mhm.
eating together.
And they do it for grandma, huh?
hmm
Yeah.
Yeah, grandma and papa, they wanted to make sure. Grandma always wanted to make sure. She still does.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. So did your uncle remind me Jeremiah? Did he have any kids?
My oldest uncle.
Yes.
I don't know if he had any
Mhm.
kids. He might have, but we weren't they weren't close to our family. Like they didn't come around a
Okay.
lot. Yeah, they didn't come around a lot.
And your uncle Aaron?
Yeah, my uncle Aaron didn't have any kids.
No.
Mm-mm. And then my
Mom had.
Yep.
Had you?
Actually, hold on. Let me rewind. My Aunt Nikki is right in between my mom and my Uncle JJ.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my Aunt Nikki.
Your Aunt Nikki.
So my
Can't
aunt-
forget about your Aunt Nikki.
Yeah, Aunt Nikki, my bad. But yeah, she's right in between my Uncle JJ and my mom. But yeah, it'd be my mom, and then her kids are me and my sister.
hmm Just two?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You
Yeah.
being the oldest?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then my Aunt Nikki, she has two.
What are the names?
Nicholas and Shay Shay.
Okay. Cousins?
Yep. My uncle JJ, his only son, Jaden, he's the second oldest grandkid. And
So
then,
he's after you.
hmm
Okay.
yep. And so my uncle JJ, and then my aunt Amanda, she has the twins, Aaron and Paige. Love those girls. And then Alex, that's my dog.
Okay.
Yeah,
She
Alex.
had three then.
hmm
Two,
Yep.
twins, and then Alex.
Yeah, yeah. You
Nice.
got the twins. So, but yeah, man. I mean, we that whole family. So 8 grandkids, 6 kids. Jeremiah wasn't really around, so like 5 kids,
Mhm.
8 grandkids. Right, always in the house.
Mhm.
We all at grandma's house. Like all of us got into the house. That was super cool.
Yeah.
I always loved that. And then yeah, I was always the one. Those rubber bands with the pieces of paper and everything.
Yeah.
So that's what I was doing that, and I started that in there, and before you know it, everybody was shooting. All the kids were shooting little pieces of
Shooting
paper
each
at
other.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. I want to get into your mom then, into Lisa, and how you guys, or her upbringing, and then eventually how you guys came in the picture, right? We covered your uncles, your aunts, your grandma,
Yeah.
all beautiful, and that everyone's living in Washington, Spokane at this point, right?
Yeah.
What's what can you tell us about your mom, about her early childhood?
Oh, my mom's early childhood.
Yeah.
Man. She was in high school when she had me. I went to the same high school she did. Ended
Hmm.
up being president of the high school, Lewis and Clark High School.
She did?
No, I
Oh,
was,
you was?
but she went to Lewis and Clark, so like it was like a family little thing. Like you got everybody went to Lewis and Clark,
Mhm.
so I was like, let me keep the tradition alive,
Yeah.
you know. And then so after she got out of high school, and then I mean, like I said, I was being raised by my grandparents. I don't really remember too much before I was probably like 6, 7. I just know I was going back and forth a lot, like Fayetteville, North Carolina, College Station, Texas. Being raised by my grandparents in both places, Washington and Texas.
Who's in North Carolina?
My dad, he's in North Carolina.
Okay.
Yeah.
And who's in Texas?
All the rest of the black side of my family.
Okay.
So like
on your dad's?
on my dad's side.
Okay, so your dad's the only one that's in North Carolina?
Yeah, and I'm the only one. Me and my dad, the only ones who didn't go back home.
That's funny.
Yeah, he doesn't like moving, so he's over there. My dad's my best friend.
Mm,
My dad is my best friend, man. I talk to him about everything.
that's good.
Yeah, so I chop it up with him. Between him and Brittany, they've probably been the closest to the journey.
They know you the most.
Yeah, they've seen everything. Like the ups, the downs, the sacrifices I had to make to get to where I'm at now. They seen it, they heard it. They're just me kind of going back and forth, like with them, just like hey, what do you think about this? My dad will ask me about certain things that I know about with finance, and just like he's my best friend. One time a year, we meet up for a Dallas Cowboys game, no matter where it's at.
Nice.
And my boy Justin, he started that probably about 4 years ago, which I'm grateful for because now I get to see my dad at least one time a year, and I get to see my boy one time a year at least.
Mm. Is Justin your cousin?
Yeah, he's pretty much my cousin. We've been together since birth. Our moms were so it's my sister's cousin because she has a different dad.
Mhm.
It's our actual cousin, but our parents were roommates since we were born. So when we were born, we were straight in the house. So me and him been together since
nice.
day one for real.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so like Justin, that's my dog.
Yeah,
like,
that's your brother.
That's my bro. Like everything. Me and him been through everything.
Nice.
He's the one who burned his calf on my uncle's bike. Yeah.
Dang.
So Justin, yeah, that's my dog.
Shout out Justin.
Yes, sir.
So your mom growing up in Spokane, had you early on in high school, and then went to Lewis and Clark. What how did they meet your mom and your dad? Obviously in high school, middle school, they started dating.
So that was so my dad, he used to talk about it. So there was a spot where all the bass cats like would always hang out off the base in Spokane. So obviously everybody getting together, and then you start building.
There's a base in Spokane.
Yeah, the Fairchild Air Force Base.
Okay.
So that's where everything kind of started. And then my mom and my dad, they met there, and obviously relationships and stuff like that. But, with him being in the military, my mom, being so young in the family in Spokane and everything, I see why everything, happened the way it happened.
Right.
But like I said, I couldn't be any more grateful than to have both my parents. Like, both my parents are my best friends. I could talk to both my parents, and they both believe in me. They've always believed in me.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, like, I don't know, man. That right there is just a major factor for me, because like whenever I did something, I didn't have to worry about it. They believed if I could do it or not.
Mm-hmm.
So that like eliminated the limitations on myself.
Yeah. You already kind of you already deleted it like a level of risk.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And I was like, I was just always grateful for that, like that they believed in me. And then so like with my daughters, I try to do that same exact thing,
Mm-hmm.
and just let them know that they can do anything that they want. Just keep on trying. I was like, if you fail, you trip, you fall, like I'll be here, but make sure you just keep on getting back up. Nobody
Mhm.
can stop you.
Yeah.
And just reiterating that resilience in their head, but also like being an example of that they get to see every day. Like if you try different things, it's okay. Like to fail, to mess up, because you learn from messing up. I call it learning lessons.
Yeah.
Not mistakes.
Not L's, not losses.
Yeah, because those teach you which way you don't want to go.
Yeah.
So like when we first started talking, you do things, you figure out what you do and you don't want to do. You figure out the things that you don't want to do because you end up making mistakes, or they mess you up, or you don't like them, and you don't want to go that way because it didn't work out the way you wanted to, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's just the psychology of it. And then the stuff that you do want to do, that's the stuff that attracts you, the stuff that is working out that you see, that you're like, oh, okay, this stuff's for me. I do like it this way.
Yeah.
So.
No, yeah. And then question, where did your sister come into the picture? And her name's Lucienne?
Yeah, Kiki. Yeah, Kiki's name is Lucienne. She don't like it. So
what do they call her?
Kiki's name is Lucienne Kiana Dominique Scott.
Mm.
Me and her both have 4 names.
What's yours, Doug?
Douglas Michael Blaine Anderson.
I didn't know you had Michael Blaine.
Dude, man, I had no idea. Look, this is another conversation to ask my mom.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, me and Kiki are like, why?
Yeah.
Why?
You're like, dude, just give me
Why?
something else.
Yeah.
No, but it's a family tradition. That's a legacy. That's
I'm cool with it. Everything happens for a reason. Kiki, she don't like Lucienne. But, she was born with it. I love the legacy of Lucienne.
Yeah.
Because like nobody gets to be like you.
Right.
You're the only one. Like, nobody can do that.
No.
Nobody in Lucienne. They have to be the first daughter.
Yep.
To be a Lucienne.
Yeah, you can't. There's not another Lucienne in the family.
There's not another one.
Yeah.
Like, and then, I mean, shoot, in the world, looking in the world, like, who has a lineage of Lucienne that's been going for as long as ours?
Very little, if any.
That's what I think about.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, like, how cool would that be just to be that unique?
Yep. So your sister,
5 years younger.
5 years younger than you.
Yep.
How was your guys' relationship growing up, brother sister?
It was good.
You're definitely the big brother, right?
Yeah, and then her dad, she has a different dad. He was like my stepdad growing up. So, and he still is. I just talked to Rob the other day. Coolest dude ever, man. Like, he always got me a pair of Jordans every year. Take me to the gym. Like, he supported my love for basketball. Like, it just even more. Like, because he played basketball and all that stuff. So, like, the fact that I love basketball, and then, like, he was my stepdad, and I got to go to the gym, and, like, I got a pair of shoes, all that stuff, like, stuff that I needed. It just elevated my game, being around older dudes and being playing basketball and just being around that.
Yeah.
And, just having, I had another father figure inside the house. And then so it was me, my sister, and my mom growing up until, shoot, man. I think I had been going into middle school or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think that's when they were separated, because I remember I had left to go live with my dad after middle school was over. So, and that kind of hit my family hard because it was a little unexpected.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to go live
when you left?
Yeah, because I wanted to go live with my dad. And I had left like after this basketball championship in middle school, and everybody's getting ready for freshman year, and I was supposed to be on the freshman team, and it's like all this plan, and everybody was so excited, and then
you're like, nah.
left and like to go stay with my dad.
And what drove that? You just wanted to know your dad more? Or...
I've always been that kid,
Or you
bro.
just wanted a change of environment?
Yeah, like I wanted to live with my dad. Like I would always, go be with him over the summertime, spring, winter, all that stuff.
Hmm.
But I wanted to go, like, live with my pops. I wanted to see what that was like, and I like being there. It just felt like this was something I wanted to do,
Hmm.
and that's always like the kind of kid I've been. It's like if I feel like I want to do something, I'm gonna try it,
Yeah.
and if it doesn't work out, then cool.
Well,
Like,
you go back to what you know.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, and it's just all like, living with my dad, that elevated my basketball game like crazy, like to
Mm-hmm.
the point where I was convinced that I was going to University of North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Like I thought I was about to be a UNC Tar Heel,
Yeah.
and then like stuff, basketball life happens and stuff like that, and
So did you stay over there till high school and
I
everything?
stayed until the summer of my 10th grade year, and then the summer of my 10th grade year, my dad and them, I think they went on vacation to New York
Mhm.
or something like that, and I just booked a ticket back to Spokane.
You just got your stuff and like, I'm going back home.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
was like, hey, Dad, I'm on my way back to Spokane. And he's like, what?
Yeah. You're like, bro, I just went on vacation. What you mean?
Out of nowhere. I don't know. Like,
I wonder if what like inspired you to move with your dad. I wonder if it was like a natural, like biological, how would I say it? Like male maturity kind of realization, like how would I say it?
probably.
Like
I mean, I saw what you're saying.
you got to a certain like the transition from child to like a teenager.
I was 14.
Yeah, you were looking for like like how do I say it? A closer relationship with your dad, but that's natural, right? Like everyone
Yeah.
wants to be closer with their dad. They want like they want to mature in
Yeah.
a way. I don't know how to explain it,
No,
but you know what I mean?
I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
And that could have probably been it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I never stopped to think about my feelings like
Mhm.
that. Like, I'm always been a go person. So that's something that I've obviously been working on. Like, but as a kid, I was just like, man, I'm pulling the trigger. I'm shooting.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going after it. Because
Because
we only got one. You only got one life.
thinking about it, because a lot of people, I think a lot of kids during that stage in their life, they're looking for that father figure, and either you get into gangs, you get into the bad route, and
Yeah.
then those are your father figures, your brotherhood or whatever, or you do get closer to your dad, and you build that relationship tighter, and
Yeah.
great. Luckily, you took that
And that's
route.
funny that you say stuff like that. Like, because I do remember like being in middle school and then going to high school during that time. A lot of my friends' dads supported me. Like they were like, man, you're pretty good. Like
Mhm.
keep on doing it. They were always encouraging me, and they were in my corner. And I was just like, that's cool that their dad is like that, but their dad.
Yeah,
And then so I was just like, man, maybe that has something to do with it. It's
Yeah.
like everybody else's dad was there, and it's just like maybe I wanted to be around my dad. I
Mhm.
don't know. I just knew like I had been hopping on the plane since I was 5 years old by myself
oh really?
to go see my dad.
Uh-huh.
So like,
So it's just
leaving
like,
was nothing new to me.
yeah, you weren't
I-
scared of like
no.
leaving, packing up, and going over there. Yeah.
And then I can kind of notice the difference between being on a flight at 5 by myself and traveling to Texas and North Carolina and 5-hour flights and 4-hour flights and doing that frequently,
Mhm.
and then not doing that at all as a kid,
Mhm.
and how that compounds as you as an adult and afraid to leave your home.
Oh yeah.
Because I go back home and I see everybody.
Mhm. They
And
don't
I'm
want to
like-
take that.
It's like they're scared to leave the city or something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, why?
Yeah. But
Like-
you're not, because you've been doing it at such a young age.
And that's kind of, I see that difference. I'm like,
You're like, this
because
is
when I have conversations with them, it's like if they leave, like everything's gonna be over, or like life is gonna stop or something.
Yeah.
I don't know, like what the fear is behind it. I know a lot of the time I'm there, I'm like, you can move, you're not a tree.
Yeah.
And so I'm, like my dad, one thing he always said to me, he said, Spokane is not going anywhere. Spokane will always be there.
Mhm.
Until this day, he's still right.
Mhm.
Every time I go back home, Spokane's still there. Hoop Fest happens every year. But I just feel like if a place is not serving you and helping you get to where you want to get in life, it's okay to leave and come back,
Yeah.
or it's okay to leave permanently. Whatever works for you in your life. But if you don't ever try it, you ain't never gonna know.
Right.
How are you gonna know if you keep on doing the same thing over and over again and getting the same result?
Yep.
Einstein says that's the definition of insanity.
Yeah, that's what he said. Doing the same thing over and over and not getting any different results, something like that, right?
Yeah, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting
the
different result.
Yep, exactly. So yeah, that probably, that's crazy. Thinking about it in retrospect, that's probably why you are as well the way you are. Taking those small trips as a young kid, getting out. That's a risk.
Dog.
That's a risk.
Hey, the Southwest. I remember. See, my memory's not that good, but some of the things I do remember, like the Southwest captain, when I hopped on when I was 5, he gave me those they used to give you gold wings.
Yeah, little pins.
Yeah, he gave me that. I was all like, oh, I'm official. I meant the captain.
You got the sky miles.
I know I'm getting to Texas safe. I was escorted and everything.
He acknowledged me.
Man, so like ever since I was 5, like like the plane crash, that stuff never bothered me or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like as a kid, I was like, I'm getting out of Spokane.
Yeah.
Maybe sometimes it was because it was snowing.
Mm.
I don't know, but I know I was out.
Yeah.
And I saw the world, bro, at a young age. Like my grandparents, my parents, like they showed me, like my dad traveling with him, my grandparents in Washington. So that's another thing. I was the only kid out of their kids and the grandkids, and I get stuff for this all the time. My grandparents in Washington drove me down to Disneyland in 1995.
You're the only one they did that for?
Only one. That's when they had the Electric Daisy Festival at Disneyland.
Really?
Yes.
EDC?
And, yeah. The Electric Daisy Fest is like a parade. Of electric. It's like the Electric Day Parade or whatever. And I was like, well.
Like neon lights and stuff.
It's on VHS, bro.
Really?
Yeah. And I was the only kid. And the family will never let me live that down. Like, oh, Doug, he's a special one. Oh, yeah. He's the only one who gets to go to. Like, I was like, man, it was not even like that. It's just timing.
Yeah.
My grandparents were young. I was the only one there that didn't have like school or anything to do. I was 8 years old, bro.
Yeah.
So I was like, I adopted. And I think I threw up in a car or something on the way down, like in Oregon. But it was just like, man, it was a great experience because I was like, doing that at 8 years old? What? Went to California.
Yeah. You're like, I know this is where I'm from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so just doing that, traveling a lot, like it always I was never afraid to leave Spokane. Mm-hmm. I love Spokane. Like I'm going to have my lake home there and everything like that. It's just the cold. I don't like it, dude.
Yeah.
I do not like
it. You're Cali boy, man.
Yeah, I never liked the cold. Even when I was de-icing the aircrafts for UPS with my cousin Justin in the middle of snowstorm blizzards. Mm-hmm. Right after, you could always catch me in the de-ice truck or underneath the airplane where the heat was. Man. But, hey, like I said, I'll always love home, Spokane. But, my other home is College Station, Texas. That's where I did a lot of my growing up, too. Yeah.
Well, we'll get into that, too. We'll probably do that for a part 2.
Yeah.
Finishing off with your mom and your sister and your family growing up in the Spokane side. Mm-hmm. What did then you went over to Washington? Sorry, not Washington. You went over to North Carolina.
Yep.
At middle school.
After middle school.
After middle school, came back 10th year of high school.
Yep.
Graduated in Spokane.
Yep.
And then your sister stayed back home during this whole time, right?
She stayed with my mom.
Yeah.
Because we had different dads, so she stayed with my mom always. So, I never asked my sister how that affected her. I think it affected her not having her brother because I always treated my sister like she was like my little brother.
Yeah,
I wanted to make sure she was tough.
Yeah,
and I think it worked because she's like the gatekeeper now. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, Kiki's the gatekeeper.
Yeah, she holds it down.
Yeah, Kiki holds it down. So like, she'll definitely scare you if you try to come at her sideways.
Yeah. So you're like, damn, I didn't know I did all that.
I'm glad that she turned out like that because now she didn't. She won't let anybody like get over on her or anything. Like she won't take no stuff or nobody.
That's good. Yeah.
But yeah, that's how it worked out with my sister. When I came back, everybody was she was obviously happy. And we got to spend more time together. High school it was fun.
It was.
Yeah, because when I came back, everybody's like, Doug's back.
Yeah, the anticipation, you know?
Doug, even all my friends and everything, because I've always built good relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Always been cool with everybody. Like, I never had a problem being, like, if you didn't like me, is something I didn't know about or something.
Yeah.
You know, and
you weren't a bully. You never, like, got bullied or, yeah, it was
that's
just.
probably why, you know, I don't know, might have been why they nominated me for president. I don't know, but it's like, whenever I saw somebody, like, walking in the hallway or whatever, I would always say what's up to people. My grandma in Texas, she always said, don't walk past nobody without saying hello.
Yeah.
It's rude. So, like, when I'm walking past somebody, hey, how you doing?
That's that Southern hospitality.
Yeah, just say, hey, how you doing? It's like, I think it's weird if I'm walking past somebody and don't say nothing. Like, that's a human being.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
Hey, how you doing? Like, but you on the other side of that, you don't know what nobody's going through.
Yeah.
Like, somebody could be having a bad day and you say, hey, how you doing? Hey, happy Monday. Might make their day.
How's your day going? Blessed.
You know?
Yeah.
You don't know what anybody's going through, so
you came back to high school, had a good time there, had fun.
Oh man, yeah.
Play sports.
Yep, play sports. And then went to Eastern Washington after that.
College?
Yeah.
What's that, a community college?
Nah, Eastern Washington University. It's
okay.
Redfield.
Okay.
Yep. So
what'd you go for?
I went for academics actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I went on a scholarship for academics. Never tried out for football or anything like that. I just played with the football players after and played with the basketball players like an open gym and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Something happened to my confidence after high school. I was like, I think it might have been getting cut my high school year basketball and just playing football and track. I don't know what it was, but I just didn't have the confidence to go and play for college when all my friends were like, Doug, you need to come play with us. Like, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what happened to me, but
the sports wasn't like
yeah, I don't know, because sports was always my everything.
Yeah.
Like, I did basketball, football, and track in high school.
You think you got over it?
I don't know. And then also I had 2 daughters too.
Mm.
So like,
when did you have your daughters?
Right before college, like right at college.
Mm-hmm.
So like my first years in college.
Okay, right out of high school?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think I was like 20. I was 20. It's like a year after. So I was probably a sophomore year in college.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 21.
So yeah, that changes the trajectory.
I don't know if that was
sports.
It was just like my focus wasn't on like, I didn't have the traditional college experience like everybody else, like the dorm room stuff. Like I was trying to save money on my scholarship by not getting a dorm, so I would drive all the way back to Spokane, which was probably about 30 minutes out, 40 minutes out, to go sleep at my grandparents. So in college, I was staying at my grandparents in the basement. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of where I grew up.
Saving money.
Yeah, saving the scholarship money so it could last longer. So I wasn't on campus all the time like everybody else.
Yeah. So
I missed out on events. I just, that's why I was like, that's probably why it was different.
Yeah. And I'm curious to know, let's get into your jobs a little bit. You say your first job was, what'd you mention earlier, your first job?
Kmart, bro.
Kmart, yes.
Yeah, Kmart was my first one. Shoot, TJ Maxx was my second one.
Okay, you're retail.
Oh, yeah, dude. Hey, the reason why I got with TJ Maxx is so I could get the deals on the warehouses.
Oh, yeah.
All the stuff coming in, all the Juicy Couture. I had a girl, not my oldest, Naya's mom. I was getting her Juicy, first dibs. Juicy was popular back then.
Yep.
What else did they have? They had some jeans at TJ Maxx that I would always get. I was like, oh man, these jeans.
The South Pole jeans.
South Pole jeans.
Rockaware.
That's what it was. I was
Rockaware.
like, dang. Oh man. So I got first dibs at TJ Maxx, and then after that, I was a stock checker, like or a stock counter. Those people who come into the grocery stores and count like the cans and stuff on.
Like inventory?
Yeah, like inventory specialist. Mm-hmm. So you
the overnight
with
yeah
with like the 10 key.
Yeah,
so you have the 10 key on the side. I was like, man, this is a crazy job. We were traveling everywhere.
What were you doing? Grocery stores or
grocery stores mainly? Mm-hmm. My Aunt Amanda, she put me on that job, so I was doing that with her.
Your cousin or your aunt?
Yeah,
your aunt.
Yeah, my Aunt Amanda, the youngest one.
Yeah.
So I was doing that with her.
Okay.
In between, I would be working with my grandpa at the park because he worked at a lake.
Yeah.
And then I would work with landscapers with landscape designers. Yeah. So I was doing like digging trenches and putting in irrigation systems, like hard work like that too. I always had 2 jobs.
Yeah.
Always had 2 jobs.
What were you doing in Kmart?
Stalking.
Just talking?
15. Yeah,
Okay.
they didn't trust me with a lot. They didn't trust me with a lot.
And then landscaping. And then so right after that, where did that take you?
From there, shoot, man. 20.
Because
So I
you're going to
graduated
school too
07.
at this time?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're going
I
to.
was going to school and I always had like a job or two.
Mm-hmm.
So like I was never afraid of work. So 2007 to 2009, 2007 I graduated. So 2007 to 2009, 2010, I was between Kmart, TJ Maxx, landscaping, right? Doing those and working with my grandpa at the park and going to school. And then 2010, I got hired with UPS with my cousin Justin because he had been doing it since we graduated. And I was all like, bro, I'm like, he's like, do you guys got any spots out there? I didn't know what I was getting myself into. But I ended up de-icing planes and the blizzards and all that stuff. So, but anyway, working for the Federal Aviation, working around Boeing aircrafts, I was happy because I was around aircrafts. Loading up UPS, logistics. I had already had like logistics experience with like the forklift at TJ Maxx because I was in the warehouse. So that's where my logistics experience started coming into play. And then after that, just was with UPS, and then I got hired at a granite stone company. So I was working 2 jobs at Eastern Washington. So the granite stone company was full time. The UPS company was split shift. So 3 a.m. to 7. Then I would go to the full time job, go to classes in between,
Sheesh.
or after, and then part time job in the afternoon. I mean, in the evening, from like 5 to 8.
Dang.
Yeah, and then my first daughter came, and then so yeah.
You were hustling.
Yeah, always. That's
Always.
why like the 2 jobs working like 12, 16 hours a day. It's normal to me.
Yeah.
People think it's like the end of the world. Some people think it's the end of the world, but I'm like, it's normal to me.
Yeah.
But from there, shoot, let me see, UPS, Granite, and then that's when I started talking to my dad. My dad retired when I graduated in 2007. He went immediately overseas to the Iraq War to go assist with that. Between 2007 and 2009, he was trying to help me with getting my credit in the right area, getting a passport, because to get a security clearance, you need like a specific credit score. So to make sure I had everything I needed to get a job over there, because he was like, Doug, you're over at UPS, you got your girls, you're working a full-time job at this granite company, but stacking stone on top of
breaking your back.
Yeah. He's all like, there's kids in the mailroom over here, 23 years old, making $100,000 tax-free. And I was like, what? And he's like, in a mailroom. He's like, Doug, I know you can do this. And logistics, UPS, right? I was like, okay, cool. Made a resume. Paid $100 for someone to write me a resume. I think it's careerperfect.com. I think it's still around. This is back in 2010. So it was $100.
Yeah.
That resume got me a $100,000 tax-free job.
Hey.
So it took a while, but like submitting resumes, and this is kind of like the work ethic part of it. Like, it's not just like I applied and my dad was over there, and my dad, he's all like, hey, you got to get a resume done. He's like, go apply for all these companies, Google these companies. So I was like a madman. I looked like I was studying for my test. I looked up all the companies that were overseas, all the contractors, everything like that. My dad gave me the ones that he was working for. Northrop Grumman was part of them, Lockheed Martin, a lot of them that you hear, right? Yeah. And then I applied to all of them. I followed up with all of them after I sent my resume. It was just like weeks and weeks of this, months of this. And I had papers because I had never been in the military, right? I just been around military. But all these government contractors were going off military acronyms. So I had to learn all that stuff, all the verbiage, all that. So my floor was covered with all papers. And I was just studying. And then
you studying the terminology in this in this like industry before you even getting into it. You're like, I'm gonna get in.
Yeah. I knew I was gonna get in.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing with anything. Like when I hear somebody applies for a job, I ask them, how many applications did you put in? And they say 6. I'm like, well, that's why you don't have a job.
Yeah.
Because like whenever you hear like these billionaires and successful people, whatever they do and they're successful in, you hear them say they've tried it over 100 times.
Oh yeah.
Easily. So like, just think about that. Like, in my head, I'm like, okay, let me just get
Let me get it to the 100.
Into the hundreds.
Yeah.
So I was like, let me just go crazy.
Mm-hmm.
By the time I got to 50, bro, I had already gotten a job offer though.
Mm.
So like that's the message to anybody. Like, don't quit and keep on knocking on the door.
There you go.
For that opportunity. Like, opportunity is not gonna walk in the door and say hi to you on the couch.
No, you gotta go.
You gotta go after it, bro.
You have to go find it.
Yeah.
Go get it.
So that's what I did, and I got that call. I think I had moved back to North Carolina from Washington, so my home of record would be more attractive because I was on a specific military base city.
North Carolina.
Fayetteville, North Carolina. It's like a military base town. It's a small town. More than half the town is Fort Bragg, pretty much.
Right.
So I think it's called Fort Liberty now. But it's just like, and I ended up continuing my college. I think I went to Methodist University. So I was like, I'm not just going to sit here and do nothing. So I continued my college. I think I passed a few more classes or whatever for my graduate or my undergrad. And then I got an email saying, Doug, can you leave? I think it was like on the 3rd of January, 2013.
Mm-hmm.
And then it changed like a week after that. They said, can you leave the day after Christmas?
Oh, like 2 weeks prior before.
To Kuwait and Afghanistan. And I was like, I'll leave on Christmas. Like, I wanted it so bad and I was so ready. I've been preparing for this moment that I was ready on Christmas. Like,
I'll leave today.
Yeah, I'll leave today.
I'll leave yesterday.
So when I saw that, I was like, oh man, I saw the offer letter come through. Man, when I tell you, like, weight off the shoulders, I was like, man, okay, finally you hit that goal. Now you know the kids are gonna be good. You know, you set up the kids, pay off debt. Like, things started, turning out well.
Yeah.
And this did that. And I was overseas in war zones for 2.5 years, just working for the DOD. I'm glad I made it back because that was a whole different
area, whole different setting.
Yeah, there was people who didn't come back.
Yeah.
I'll say that, and it was crazy. Like, one thing I will say that helped me was growing up in a rough area on the east side of Spokane. Because nothing can prepare you for stuff that you see over there like that. And if I didn't see crazy stuff growing up as a kid, then that stuff would have scared me probably
Changed
even more.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I was just so I think my brain was so used to seeing crazy stuff already. I don't know what it was, but I was like, I hated to see that some of us didn't come back. But the fear was there, but I was like, it's a risk that I had to take.
Yeah.
And it was an even more risk staying back home.
Not doing anything.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful, beautiful way to end this part 1 of the podcast. Doug, thank you very much. We'll catch up for part 2, everybody.
Yes,
stay
sir.
tuned.
Yes,
stay
sir.
in.